percentage of Americans do you think are living with a disability that requires extreme accommodations? Well, at Stanford University, it's been reported that nearly 40% of their undergraduate population is claiming to be living with some sort of disability. To see why, you have to understand what comes with claiming disability at the Ivy League school. Single rooms in some of the nicest buildings on campus, extra time on tests, and even exemptions from academic requirements. One Stanford student just exposed the exploitation of the system, and she says everyone was doing it, including herself. I'm now joined by the undergraduate student who broke the story, Elsa Johnson. So, Elsa, this seems like people are making up disabilities. You named ADHD, night terrors, and gluten intolerance as reasons that you needed better accommodations. Tell me about the scam that's happening at Stanford.
Yeah, so the way that housing and dining works at Stanford, I think has become very, ineffective and is not efficient. So what a lot of students will do is claim to have a disability like ADHD, autism, night terrors, gluten intolerance, you name it, in order to get special privileges like a single room, to get off the meal plan, the ability to show up to class late, extra time on tests, that kind of thing.
So did you claim these disabilities in order to expose this story? Like, did you look around at your fellow students and say, someone has to expose what's happening here and I'm going to work my way through the system to understand?
Yeah, so I actually sort of discovered these loopholes right when I got to Stanford. I was kind of surprised as a freshman when I learned that a lot of my upperclassmen friends had their own rooms. In one case, one of my friends had her own bathroom, and she was able to get off the meal plan. And it just seemed like, she was living in these great conditions. And I'd heard of a lot of people who were living in like a one-room triple and, one room, 3 people. And I actually went through the system myself when I was diagnosed with endometriosis. Mm-hmm. And, there are accommodations that I do really need. Like sometimes, I'll have a bout of pain and I need, to take a day off of class. So maybe I need an extra absence. But I realized that there were a lot of accommodations that were offered to me that I didn't feel were necessary. And I sort of discovered that if you want to have, a nicer living condition at Stanford, it's very easy to just claim to have a condition. And in a lot of cases, some wealthier kids will pay to have a doctor sign off on a doctor's note. So, yeah, I definitely felt like it was worth writing about.
So, you say there are people who have disabilities who need accommodations, and there are systems set up to help those people. But as you mentioned, the loopholes here are clearly crowding the system. So people like you who have a condition who actually may need some extra help maybe aren't getting it now because the system is overrun by 40%, as you said, of people who are scamming this and basically just not wanting to pay their dues as a freshman and living in a lower housing or sharing a room like a lot of people do when they go to college.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a system that, punishes the honest, punishes people who have integrity. And I don't necessarily think that, it's fair to say that, all Stanford students are scammers trying to hack the system. I do think that, clearly there's an underlying problem with the housing and dining system at Stanford. If people feel like they need to lie in order to get a reasonable housing situation, I think, obviously there are some changes that need to be made there as well. But I also do think that, especially at elite universities, it's hard to feel like it's worth being honest if everyone around you is gaming the system.
Of course, right. We reached out to Stanford for a statement, and they told us that they inaccurately reported statistics and the number of students who actually received accommodations is less than half of the nearly 40% that they originally reported. So like you're saying, it's not a majority of students. But do you hope that your writing about the situation forces change at Stanford to make sure that people who actually need accommodations can get it, and maybe force some change to make the dining and housing system more efficient for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is obviously the goal. I love Stanford. I want it to succeed, and I want it to be as elite as I wanted to align with its reputation. And I think, honestly, I doubt that anything will happen. I think, sometimes Stanford will sort of wait for these things to boil over. They
Yeah.
sort of want to ignore the problem. But
Yes, that's usually what the administrations do. But your piece was amazing. I encourage people to read it, and I hope that it does get the change that you want. Elsa, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
thank you.
And a quick correction, Stanford is not Ivy League, and judging by this story, it's probably a good thing.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.